Okay, guys. Took this out to a 400 gasket size. Okay, this has all been taken out. This has been reshaped a little bit. I actually smoothed this to sonic it, and then I roughed it back up because I wanted to change its profile a little bit. I wanted to make sure that the metal was thick enough. With the very textured burr finish, the sonic sometimes isn't that accurate. It's more accurate with a smoother finish. So if I'm worried about it, I will smooth the finish and then put the burr texture back on. I took out some metal here. I brought it out to the gasket size, but here I didn't because I don't think it has any. I don't think there's any advantage to bringing it out there. Our liquid does look different. I don't remember this line being like that, right? And then we got some splatter coming straight up here. Okay, we're back on our 2055 with a back cut, and we are wider than we were last time. Inside the bowl, not bad. I don't see it radically different than what it was. It goes pretty high up to the roof. Let's take a look at the bore. Okay, the bore is better. As you see, I have my adapter on it because it's a 400 gasket. It's a little bit bigger than what we're used to using. Okay, it definitely has different liquid movement on this than the way it was. Kind of interesting to take a look at. I don't know, to be honest, I don't know if I like it better than it was or not with a little bit bigger chamber. Remember, I also relieved the chamber a little bit in that area, so it's going to change the way it flows around the periphery of the valve at that point. Now, I think it was the shed who mentioned that the valve was tighter on one part. Let's take a look at that with the big valve in. And what he was talking about was we have less distance here than we have here now. Now, problem is that chamber is relatively thin. I'd be afraid to take that out much further than it is. As it is, it had a nice piece removed when I do my plunge cut. I really don't want to make the chamber so thin that it cracks during, all you have to do is detonate it once or twice, and that's the end of that. Rather not do that. Rather keep it a little thicker and a little bit tougher. I think the next step on this is a 208. I have to make sure I have a 208 valve we can use with it, but that's going to bring it tighter to the chamber than it is. And in reality, I think we gained a few CFM here and a few CFM there, opening this chamber up a little more. It was definitely not a magic bullet, and it didn't even top out as well. But you have to remember also, it's got a different adapter on it. It's sealed a little bit differently. So you're changing a few dynamics on the bench at one time. Okay, guys. I love that. Just makes my day. Okay. 16th cut, 400 gasket. These pluses and minuses are in reference to our scribbled 15th cut. How did it do? Lost, 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 lost. Why? Well, the airflow needs the chamber to follow up. Okay, and if you move that back too far, you're going to lose some of your lower lift flows. But it does make more room for the higher lift flows. So we get a boost in this range. They're very small. Okay, a few here and there, and then we lose at the top. This went 295. This only went 288.5 installed. Okay, I couldn't go any taller either on the lift. I'm not sure why. Maybe the way the spring was set on there. In any case, is it a winner? I'm going to say not really. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got more minuses than you got pluses. We got 12. We got 12 readings here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. Okay. Take a look at our swirl. Same. Plus, 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 minus, plus, 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 plus. it actually makes the swirl come back quite a bit in the mid-range here. Interesting. Not bad. Usable curve, I think. All right, take a look at our numbers. This was our last cut. Minus, minus, plus. Not great. Minus, plus. They are relatively even compared to where they were. Yeah, they're definitely more even. And as far as our short side got slower everywhere from where it was. Okay. Now, that short side is also not perfect. It's already been blown through, so it's not going to be a win-win at this point because it's kind of shaped with clay. It's not the same as the way it should be. In any case, an interesting experiment, opening up that chamber a little bit. I think we're going to go to the 208. All I have to do is find a usable valve that we can waste on this, and we might as well cut it and see what we got. I can't think of anything else. Let me just ponder for a second. Okay, I'm just thinking of how to finish this up. And then I said, you know what we need to do? We need to look at what's happening in the chamber here in the bowl on this, that we opened up the 400 gasket and we relieved this a little bit, this part in the chamber a little bit. Versus our 194. You can definitely see. No, actually, it looks a lot. It's very similar. It's amazingly similar, I should say. Interesting, right, guys? Give me your input on that, whether you would expect it to be much different. I mean, we do have this gunky chunkies on that edge, and I did round that edge a little bit on here. It's a little bit more like a modern vortex-shaped chamber. I wish it was thicker. I could reshape it quite a bit more, and I could area rule it like DV does. Sorry, guys. In any case, okay, guys, I think that hole in that clay right there is costing us quite a few CFM. Just my opinion, it means absolutely nothing, but that's just the feeling I get. All right, guys. What else do I have to say about these? I'm going to cut them for a bigger valve. We're going to leave the exhaust the way it is for now. We may have to shrink that up. I'm not sure a 208 and a 16 is going to fit in the standard Chevy guide spacing. Usually the biggest I go is 2055, and those are tight. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night.